Get the K right to the sight sex. Leave the fire and the roof styles stuff. On the grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Do Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Do Valley.
Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk. I'm your host, King Bush. And tonight we have got a packed show. We've got Chickens on the Loose podcast. How are you doing, mate?
I'm all right, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. At least we're not talking about a defeat this time. So you must be, not too happy with drawing the team that third bottom, but we'll take the point and move on. Bez, how you doing? I know you've been a bit under the weather, mate. Are you doing? You feeling a bit better?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good man, good man. We got Scotty, who's gone viral on Twitter for his comments about the league being. Well, you explain it, Scott. What you been doing on there, mate?
Well, I only put out that I thought the league was poor, and people have jumped on it thinking I'm talking about the teams that are at the top end fighting, but I'm not. I'm talking as a collective, as a group, the whole league. It's just the standard to me is poor. That's it, really.
Yeah, I mean, a team that's got Stevenage at top and Lincoln City near the top, there's a problem, isn't there? I think you've all given your rights.
I'd go as far as saying that maybe ignore top half at Premier League, but I would say bottom half at Premier League going down to League Two is poor. I'd say. I think the start that I think football these days, if you took like your best 11 in each league and compared it versus the best 11 20 years ago in the same league, I think 20 years ago they'd hammer everyone. I really do.
Fair point. And we got Turbo Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, good lads. Really good. I'm looking forward to tonight's show. I think there's lots to discuss. And I'd like to thank Chickens on the Loose podcast for coming on. I think that's good sport. Well done.
Good man. In fairness to him as well, he did say he would come on, win, lose, or draw. So he did say he'd come on if they lost as well. So the Mansfield guy said he'd think about it if they lost. So, there you go. Evening, lads. John Sullivan. So we're going to crack straight into it. So, be honest, Chickens on the Loose. Did Rotherham throw it away, or did Bradford earn that point?
So when you guys first scored, I thought you would go, it's going to be one of them games. And then when you scored again, I thought to myself, honestly, if a third goes in, I'm gone. I was nearly walking out of that ground. There were times where, like, Swan were through for us, could have scored. Same with you. I know you had a couple of one-on-one chances. But I think, to be honest, can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were 2-0 up and you fucked it up, lads. That's politely putting it. Yeah. We could have won it. You could have won it. It could have gone anywhere. But if we would have won it, I think it would have been a good comeback. It's still a good comeback, 2-0 down. And we came back and scored to equalise 2-2.
So at 2-0, did you still fancy your chances of getting back into it?
Part of me were like, no. I thought game were gone in my head, 2-0. I was saying there, if third goal went in, I would have gone. My head would have gone then.
You'd have left, yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone, truthfully.
And so, did both your goals come from Rotherham errors, or would you say it was good Bradford play? Because I think your manager come out and said that obviously our goals were more mistakes from you rather than our good play. What did you think about your goals?
So the first goal was Sarsevich. It came off there and went in. I thought because I thought round, because I know a couple of your players were putting the hands up for handball, but we looked at the replay on the phones at the ground and it hit him there. And the second goal, Andy Cook, he did fantastic to set that second goal up. And it was one of them. It was just your team. I think your team just switched off after. As soon as we scored, I think your team panicked. From my perspective, your team just panicked and shut off.
Of our team, we do drop off and we kind of collapse when we concede. So I wouldn't be confident if this team were 5-0 up with 10 minutes to go. That's as much faith as I've got in this football team. I think the underbelly of the team is weak. I think the mentality is weak, and I think it stems from the manager. I think he is mentally weak, and it rubs off on his team. I think we've got more than enough capable to be sat in the top 3 of this division, without a shadow of doubt, with the players we've got. Now, formation-wise, we'll go into that later. But you tell me, what were your thoughts on Rotherham? How do you think we played? What was your, as a sort of Bradford City fan watching the game, what were your thoughts on us?
So when you obviously scored first and then second, I thought you were playing pretty well. And then the second half, just watching you, it's just like you were doing mistakes and stuff like that. You like saying your team just switched off. With Patterson's goal and especially Cook's goal, your team just shut off. There should have been times where, like, one-on-ones, you probably should have scored, we should have scored. But I think your team personally just shut off second half. It just thought, 2-0 up and we're cruising. And then, you just shut off.
Yeah, it is very concerning. Ben, have you got anything you want to ask Chickens on the Loose regarding the game?
Well, not necessarily about the game, but I would know. So I am this massive believer that when a team wins promotion, the first month, first 6 weeks, you tend to carry that momentum on with you. And I believe that if Rotherham would have played Bradford later on in the season, I reckon they'd have probably got a result. I mean, hopefully our manager would have gone, but that's another question. So my question to yourself is do you think Bradford will stick near the top 2 or top 6? In other words, do you think you'll fall off, I guess, is what I think? Because having watched Bradford, I thought you did okay. You were better than we were, but I didn't see a team good enough to win promotion or get in that top 6. So that would be my question.
So when I were on the preview show with your host up there, I was adamant when the season started we'd be first, second, third, probably going up there, while other podcasts had us finishing 12th, 13th, probably 14th. And like I said on your podcast on Wednesday, we're a band of brothers. We're coming in from this promotion and we're fighting together now. And personally, if we played you, like you're saying there, if we played you, I don't know, a couple of weeks' time, for example, and say you have sacked your manager, I think we'd beat you still.
Okay.
We've got a strong team. We've got Bobby Poynton there, who's youth. We've got a mixture of, like, Max Powell. Obviously, he missed the game due to suspension. But, we've got a strong team of experience.
Which one player from the performance on Thursday for Rotherham would you like to sign if you could choose one?
I'm trying to think. Who was the player who scored? Who was the player who scored your goal? Is it Pacey guy? I can't remember. I don't know his name.
Denzel Hall.
He was pretty pacey, I thought. Okay. But sometimes he just seemed to like he couldn't hit a barn door though.
Yeah, he's a bit raw. He's got pace. I mean, I think we signed him for $250,000 in the summer, so he's a good player. Unfortunately, he's struggling alongside what he's playing with. I'm going to ask this one to you, Chickens on the Loose. So, John Fellows, Bradford second was experience versus inexperience. Cook old man. You've got old man. Imagine that situation again. Lenny sends it into the River Don. So I think he's saying Lenny Egberg, obviously he was at fault for one of the goals because you did go quite direct. That's what did shock me about Bradford. I thought I was actually shocked at how poor you was. I was expecting you to be a lot better than what turned up at the New York Stadium, but actually I'm a surprise because I kind of agree with Scotty. I think the league is actually so poor that if anybody has half a decent side, they will get promoted. And I honestly don't think, unless you play totally different to that every other week, if you continue to play like that, I don't think you'll get promoted. I think you'll struggle to finish in the top 10 personally. But I'm assuming you don't play like that every week.
No, it's like we've obviously had a couple of injuries. Tilt's out injured. We got from Salford.
He's crap though. He's crap. Tilt. He was playing for us.
He in
You're
for
not
Bradford.
having him.
He's good. Get some highlights. Watch of him playing for Bradford. Yeah.
No, he was
honestly, sometimes he's a bit slow coming back, but he's a bit like a shithouse. He's a tank.
You didn't get a chance at Rotherham. You didn't get a chance at Rotherham, to be fair.
I think he only played once, didn't he? He only played once.
He's injured, wasn't he? He's injured again now.
Yeah, hamstrings. He's pulled his hamstrings. He's had an operation.
There was one game where we played him, and I think he had a nightmare in like 1-1, and he got took off and never played again. I can't remember which game it were though.
Yeah, he had an horrendous game, and then that would end of his career, wasn't it? Really, but
yeah,
I'm never a massive fan. I thought he had the turning circle of an oil tank. He was that slow. I've seen milk turn quicker.
There's times when I've seen it a game where people, like, say Tilt's here, for example, people are coming towards him, he just barges him out of the way and heads out of the way. We're missing him. Max Power out suspended, who's normally bossing the midfield. I think your first half, you got lucky. The team were shite first half. Yeah. And then obviously he's made a few changes, brought on Cookie on, and Cookie even set up the second goal.
I think if we had sort of a Sam Nombe playing, the chances that we missed in that game, Sam Nombe, I think would have took those chances. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're sort of third bottom. We've won 2 games all season. So if you want to get promoted, they're the teams you've got to, as poorly as it is, you've got to come to Rotherham and win. Promotion teams come to Rotherham when the turn is over. For me, I think if you're not coming to Rotherham and coming away with a victory, especially with this manager, I mean, we're playing 3 at the back, so everybody's blaming Lenny. Yeah, he's a young lad. He's been injured. He's only just come back, and he's playing as a centre half. He needs some experience at the side of him, but he's playing Joe Rafferty out of position. What is that all about? So the structure of the back 3 is totally wrong. They look all disjointed because we're playing players out of position. Rafferty is not a centre back. He will never be a centre back. So a young lad in Lenny is learning off a player that's a fullback playing a centre back, and then everybody wants to jump on the young lad's back. But actually, he's learning his trade. He's going to make mistakes. These same people that are moaning at the guy that's made that mistake are the same people that were begging Rotherham to sign a younger profiler player. And then now we've got kids at the back, and wow, we're making mistakes. Of course you're going to make mistakes. You need some experience at the side of him. He got Jules on the bench. Why has he not got Jules at the side of him? Why is he playing somebody out of position to fit? And he will not change from that formation. And it's clearly not working. It is not working. The stats are all there. And I'm going to go through the stats in a bit to back everything up. But people coming out saying that is a good performance from Rotherham because we haven't lost at home to Bradford, who've only just been promoted. Yeah, they're sitting high in the league at the minute, but it's a poor league. Like Scott says, it is a poor league. So I'm not accepting a draw at home to Bradford. I'm not. I'd have took a point before the game because of how poorly we're playing, but we've got to be doing better. We can't be accepting it. For me, Tom,
it's not a poor league though. It's not a poor league. Obviously, you've lost. Wrexham and Burnham have gone. It's not a poor league. You can't. Obviously, you're at the bottom of the league, aren't you? We're top of the near the top. Obviously, we dropped down now, but you can't blame like your mate was saying there, who's been trending on Twitter or whatever it was. It's not a poor league. It's like you're using it as an excuse. I know you're bottom of the league. Your manager's doing shit. And it's probably the manager what's making you feel shit. It's like when I was discussing on your podcast the other day, the culture of your club is shit. We were shit about 3 or 4 seasons ago. Everything, you need to turn your club around. It's either by sacking your manager or bringing someone actually who knows your football club.
So the Mighty Miller says it's the worst League One has ever been. Chickens on the Loose is not agreeing with this.
It's not. No, it's not.
Kelly, Jules wasn't fully fit. Who says he wasn't fully fit? If he wasn't fully fit, what is he doing on the bench? Again, that's the manager. If a player is half fit on the bench, he shouldn't even be on the bench. So that's nonsense. People saying that he's not fully fit is why he didn't play. He didn't play him because he picked somebody else ahead of him. He's not because.
I was going to ask you one question, and even Mighty Miller. If you were top of this league, if you were top of League One now, like say Bradford were bottom and you guys were top, would it still be a shit league if you were top at league? That's my question to you guys and Mighty Miller.
Yeah, I'd say it would be, because although we're bottom of the league, 90% of the games we could have won. We could have beat Bradford the other night. No, you wouldn't go to that game and think Bradford are top and these are bottom. I wouldn't believe you, because there's not that much in it. We lost at Mansfield, but it's small margins. And I tell you what the small margins are. It's how the team is set up. You change the way that team is set up and coached, Rotherham United would be in the top 5 of League One. I have no doubt about it. The league is that poor. And if you've got Stevenage, Lincoln City up at the top, there's something wrong. They're not good teams. We've played Stevenage. They were poor. We lost 1-0. We could have won the game. They're not good teams who were playing. So Mighty Miller, Stevenage and Wimbledon top 6 10 years ago. There was Wolves, Brentford, Preston, Blades, etc. Stevenage and Wimbledon top 6. Yeah, that's same one. It's just doubled up. Yeah. So Tom, I want you to come in. What would you like to ask Chickens on the Loose regarding the game?
Regards the game, I think Hampshire adapted a style. For once, he adapted a style. And I did say on the group chat at half-time that I think he went bloody Ange ball, where the defenders are playing on the halfway line. And to be fair to Bradford, if it wasn't for Cam Dawson, they could have had a couple of goals, to be honest with you. What I would like to ask Chickens on the Loose, what's your first name, buddy?
Johnny.
Right, Johnny. Tom here. Right, Johnny. Do you believe, Johnny, Bradford will finish above Rotherham United?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fact. Bradford are going to finish below, higher than you. Yeah, it's a fact.
You think?
Yeah, because
I think your team was bloody awful, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Best thing about that first half, that Popeye's hot roast sandwich I had. that was best part about the game. The first half, that sandwich I had, that roast hot pot stuffing sandwich. That was the best part about the first half. But then second half, must have kicked him up arse, brought a couple of subs on. Yeah. And we pressed you, and then you started making mistakes, and obviously we got to 2-2. But if you finish above us, I'll personally donate some money to a charity of your choice.
Right, there we go. Let's have it. Because I guarantee you, once we sack our manager soon, right, we will finish above you. Promise you that.
So what are you going to do then, Tom? You can't just take a bet with just Mr. Johnny there. You've got to do so as well.
Right. Okay. So my cousin is a massive Rotherham fan. In fact, she's the youngest ever Rotherham United supporter ever officially. She is married, sadly, to a Bradford fan called Adam.
Up the chickens, yep.
Up the chickens, whatever. Right. So what I will do, I will match that, my friend, and I will make a donation to a Bradford affiliated city charity.
Yeah, got a deal. Deal, yeah.
Right, so we've got a deal.
Happy
James
days, Johnny.
Hutchinson
Good luck.
says Tom has lost his mind.
Comment there. Look at the comment.
No
Tom has
chance.
lost his mind. No chance Rotherham's going to finish above Bradford.
Yeah, so Tom
we
thinks you've
will.
lost your mind.
We will. Because they were bloody awful. Awful. But anyway.
You guys will be still talking about sacking Matt Hampshire at Christmas. He's going nowhere soon. I think you'll find he will be gone very soon if this continues. So, yeah. I mean, we've already seen Blackpool get rid of their manager. Luton have got rid of their manager today. And they've all got more points than us. So, shows you that and it's not so. We've played 10. Let's just do some of these numbers here for you. So we've played 10 games. We've won 2, drawn 2, and lost 6. Away from home, we've played 5, lost 5, with no points, and we're on -6 goal difference. Okay. And then I heard some Nesbits on a really poor podcast last night telling me that the fans at the New York Stadium are happy and clapped the team off, and they thought it was the best performance and you can see fruits of the labour. We're sat third fucking bottom with 2 wins. Get a fucking reality check, boys, yeah? And then you're telling me about the attendances, yeah? So we have dropped 6% on last season, and last season were bad, yeah? So most of the fans don't want to watch that football. I've got 2 people here who regularly go to games in Bez and Scotty. You tell me, were you happy? Are you clapping the way? Do you think there's massive improvements in this team? Do you think sat third from bottom in such a poor league is acceptable?
I saw a little bit. Go on.
Sorry, Scott, you go.
After we weathered the storm in the first 5-10 minutes that Bradford threw at us, and there could have been 2 or 3 0 up in that time, I saw little bits of improvement. Not much, but little bits. I don't think it warrants enough for us to not sack Hampshire, but there were little bits of improvement. Not much. That's about it.
Because this is what I'm saying. I think we're overhyping the fact that we had a couple of shots on target. If Bradford took their chances in the first 15 minutes, it'd be over. The game would go. The Bradford chickens on the loose, surely. Them goals, you should have scored them goals, or one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Well, yeah, agree with you, 100%. Swan should have scored.
Yeah.
Same with you guys, though. You should have scored your one-on-ones. It just didn't happen, though, did it?
Yeah, it's just, and the defence was absolute shocking. We're playing at home, so we should be. It's the fact that we've been so bad, we're accepting it now that this is better than it usually is. But in reality, it's crap, and it's remained crap. And we're moaning at a young centre-back, and everybody wants to blame the young centre-back. But we've got players playing out of position, and he's learning off that. So rather than pissing around with this formation that ain't working, why don't we start playing players in the correct position and actually have a plan B? Because we haven't. Because Chickens on the Loose podcast actually hit the nail on the head. They went in at half time. How many times have we said this? They go in at half time. They change the tactics because they've seen how we've played that half. They adapt. They make changes, and Bradford made positive changes, might I add, that changed the course of the game. And there was only going to be one winner as soon as Bradford got that second goal. I don't care what any Rotherham fan says. There were only going to be one winner, and it wasn't Rotherham. It wasn't. Yeah, they made positive changes, and in my view, for an away side that wasn't playing well, but they did enough. They didn't deserve to lose the game, and we didn't deserve to win the game, and we're at home. So I'm not having that we're better.
If you sacked your manager though next week or whenever, if you sacked your manager next week or whenever, next couple of months or month, or who would you go for though? Who would you guys want? Because obviously there's a couple of managers free at the minute. I think like Steve Evans, and would you take Steve Evans back at Rotherham, for example?
No.
Well, first of all, when someone asked that question, and then you've not really asked it like this, to be fair, but when someone who's arguing with you about the manager and you want him gone and the other person doesn't, and they say, well, who would you get in? There's no one out there, blah, blah, blah. There are absolutely loads of managers out there. Me personally, we had a conversation about this on the podcast about 2 to 3 weeks ago. I'd actually want Ian Evatt, me. He's not got a club. He's a bit of a hard nut in the fact that he shows a lot of discipline, and that's what we need. And he actually has a decent run of football as well. So that's one of 10 that I'd have. I'd also still take the ex-York City manager, which is a guy called Adam Hinshelwood. He's been sacked by York, which don't look good. But he kept York up a couple of years ago. They got them to the playoffs last year. And I think he were undefeated when he got sacked. I think they'd drawn a lot. So there's 2 straight away who I would take. I'd arguably take Luton's ex-manager, who's just been sacked today. I forgot his name. Matt Bloomfield. Yeah. So I just named 3 off the top of my head there. There's loads who I'd take.
Bloody Ronnie Pickering over bloody Matt Amshaw.
I'd also take Graham Alexander. He'd obviously moved to a bigger club as well.
It was like your host was saying there. Though it's like, obviously when I was on the podcast the other day, I remember Evans being at your club and smashing out at Park, but also saying, is your club a bit skint at the minute, or is you having money issues or like that?
No, we're not skint. The chairman's quite tight-fisted, I'd say, and I think you'll find that the reason why Hanshaw is still here is because Tony Stewart, the chairman, doesn't like giving money away, and if he sacks Hanshaw, you either pay him off, don't you, like a one lump sum, or you have to pay him a wage for the next year or whatever. And the club's has not been run very well because Hanshaw signed a bloody 4-year deal as well. So that's a lot of money to pay him. Now, his wages won't be high because I think the reason we appointed him is because he's the chief option. But still, to pay off 4 years of a contract, that's a lot of money. And that's the reason I think he's not been sacked yet.
Who would you take, Scotty?
It's hard, really. I won't have Evatt because I don't think we've got players to play his style of football. He likes tiki-taka, passing the ball all the time. We ain't got that type of player to play that football. Artel at a push. I can't really think of anybody else. I don't think Revs would come for a start. What with Stevenage flying high. I know it's all about money and all that, but I just don't think he'd leave them.
We took Steve Evans off Stevenage. I mean, we're a bigger club than Stevenage. Yeah, they're flying high, but if the chairman gives him the money and gives him the backing, he'd come. Any job in the world, it doesn't matter. You look at Wrexham. You don't even have to be a big club. If you pay players money, they'll come. That's a fact of life. Half of the players don't care if you play. I mean, look at the stadium at Wrexham. It's crap. Look at half of it. It's crap. But they're paying good money there, so you'll get players to go there. If Steve Evans said, right, I'll give you double of what you're on at Stevenage. I'll give you this to spend. He's coming.
Do you think Tony would shell out all that?
No, I don't think he would. Well,
and that's
why I personally would go for Robbie Savage.
I disagree with that because what Stuart has done, and yeah, I do get that he's like he seems to be losing interest. So I do understand that, but I found that with Stuart that 1 minute he will try and employ the cheapest person he can, and he's done it before. Hanshaw, Paul Warne, the ex-Wigan guy, Liam Richardson, right? So for me, all those three would have been cheap. But then sometimes you just throw an expensive name into the mix. Now, we took a manager from Hibernian. Now, Hibernian are quite a big Scottish league team, arguably bigger than Rotherham. And they just won their FA Cup, and we took their manager. So there is this historic moves, what Stuart has done.
Money talks. If the chairman gets his wallet out and pays them, revs will come. Don't matter, he'll come. It's easy. It's that simple. Tom, who would you go for?
I completely agree with the Ravel thing because end of the day, it's not like it's yes, he's top of League One with Stevenage, but it's not like we don't know him. He is a legend at the club. And like you say, Lee, we took Steve Evans off them to come back, who was a legend of the club. I guarantee you, if we offered the correct amount of money, we would get Revs back. However, if we couldn't, I'd be saying Robbie Savage. And I've been saying that for a few weeks. Robbie Savage.
A couple of comments. Hutchinson, Bushy, live on the stream. Anything to add about Carl's statement? I ain't seen Carl's statement, so I'm not sure what that means. Scotty looks like Vinny from Brassic. Don't know what that. I don't even know what that is.
I don't.
Is it a TV show or something?
Not sure. Jurassic Park?
I don't know. I have a question for you, lads. What were your expectations for the season when you saw the players that we signed? Top 5. Bez.
Top 10, I said.
Scotty.
Top 14.
Tom.
Top 2.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got a problem with the players we've signed. We've signed Denzel Hall. We paid $500,000, $250,000 for him. We'd sign Mafia. Like most teams in that league would sign him. We've signed good young players, but it's not the players. Get it out of your head.
Yeah.
This is pure tactical suicide. What we're doing. It's not even. It's a man out of his depth. The guy needs to go back, pick up his bibs, take them back to Parkgate, and go and work at McDonald's. Because that's his level. I mean,
I don't think you can blame your manager, though. I don't think you can blame your manager.
Why is that?
So, sorry for interrupting, but a couple seasons back, Bradford was shit. We've gone through, I think we had McCall in charge a couple of times. Gary Bowyer, Hopkins, we had some managers. And like I said on your podcast on Friday, your club has hit the Titanic. You're bottom of the league, but I don't think it's your manager. I think the manager's only working what is being given.
The iceberg.
It's like happened at Bradford. We're only working with the stuff he was with players and stuff like that. And now the owner has obviously saw the goal against Fleetwood, kicked him up the arse, and he brought in players for the club. I think personally, it's your chairman who's at fault for why you got in this situation. That's from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the chairman because, I mean, he has been at fault, but he's been given the reign to. He's signed 13 of his own players. Not many managers get to sign 13 players in pre-season. They just don't get it. He's been given the tools, and for me, he isn't getting the best out of the players he's got. So let's just go through a few more questions. Lads, if you've got a manager you want in October, where do you see yourself finishing this season? So I think if we get a decent manager, we'll get promoted still. I still believe we'll get promoted. What about you guys?
Top half now for me.
I'd say mid-table.
No, if we got a decent manager with organisation and everybody fit, I'm telling you, playoffs. I'm sorry. Bradford are shocking, right? And they're up there, right? They're up there. It's like, how did the elephant get up the tree? God knows, right? I'm telling you right now, if we got that, if we got a decent manager, we'll be up there. No issue.
You hit the nail on the head. They're young players. Young players need time to develop. They do make mistakes. Yeah, they do need time to develop, but we're not developing them. We're absolutely crucifying them. So that young lad, Lenny, now, his confidence is crucified because we're playing a system that doesn't suit him. He's playing players at the side of him that are out of position, and he's been exposed. Now, the fans are blaming him. His confidence shot. That just kills young players. So we're actually going to be a graveyard for these young players because the manager is tactically inept. That's the problem. Leeds United are the best team in Yorkshire. You lot know this. Oh, we got Leeds fans coming on, mate.
Leeds fans invading. We'll see you next season when we're in Championship.
So there you go. So you think Leeds are going to do chickens on the loose? We've got a lot of Leeds fans that follow us, actually.
I can tell. I'm just reading your chat comments at the side here now.
Do you think they're going to stay up this season?
Nah, they're going down. We'll see them next season when we get into Championship.
Scotty, the Vinny comment is not a bad thing, mate. He's a legend. So he's a legend, this Vinny. I don't know who he is. Correct. Arthur marching on together. And Bradford City are
shit.
What you do to the toilet, basically. You know, they're not Rotherham fans, by the way. I think these are Leeds fans that are coming after this. So don't take it.
I think it's because you've got a Bradford fan in here. They're all coming out at woodwork.
Yeah, all the Leeds fans are coming on. They're marching on together.
It's so like, yeah. Do you think you're going to get relegated though? Even if you have a new manager.
Not. No chance. Not. Even with this big boy in charge, we won't get relegated.
With the manager, I think if we kept this manager, I think we'd go down. Yeah.
No,
we do. Yeah. What I would say, just you're talking, Johnny, about you think it's not the manager, it's more like the chairman or the players or whatever. Now, the 2 goals that we scored on Thursday, I would say they were exceptionally well worked. Like our 2 goals were a lot better than I'd say Bradford's 2 goals. Obviously, one of Bradford's goals was a direct ball down the line. Your mate Andy Cup held it up superbly, and obviously there's a free man in box and he can't really miss. So the fact that our 2 goals was really well worked, some good passing and good moving, that to me proves that this set of players can create, they can knock the ball around, they can dominate possession. So I actually don't think it's anything to do with players because they've shown that they can do it. When it comes to defensively, I actually think you don't need a good defence to be a good defence. And this has been proven before. Do you know when Rotherham were in Championship and they were going down, no questions asked, and Neil Warnock came in and somehow he managed to drag us from 9 points adrift to comfortably staying up. And see, that's proven, and we did it on clean sheets. That's proven that you don't need a good defence to be organised. You just need a good coach who coaches them how to defend, and that it sits with the manager or Richard Wood, whoever it is who's doing it. I do think Richard Wood is getting scot-free out of this as well. To be honest with you,
let me just put this to you, right? So I'll start with Scott. Scotty, if we had Neil Warnock in charge now with the same players and the same budget, where do you think we'd be in League One?
What, with everybody fit?
Everybody fit, Neil Warnock as manager.
Did you say with this team, Lee? This squad?
With the same squad.
Yeah.
So he's got Amshore's squad.
Yeah.
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 In League One, the only difference is the manager. Okay. Where do you think Rotherham would be?
Like Scott? I say, we everybody fit.
Yeah, that's his squad.
Oh, with Warnock in charge.
Mm-hmm. Neil Warnock as manager.
I'd say about 10th.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 10th.
I was going to say.
Tom?
Top.
Bez?
I was going to say 5th.
I would say we'd be top of the league, and I would, as a guess, we wouldn't have dropped a point. I think I think we'd run away with it.
Agreed. Because I tell you what Uncle Neil did, as we all call him, right? That season was pretty incredible.
It was a great escape, and he had this, and he had the same team. He had the same players that couldn't win a game, couldn't win away, couldn't do this, couldn't do that, and he come in and he changed the culture. That's what needs. It needs a man, a real man, not a big boy. It needs a real man in charge of that football club. Someone with some balls, some big kahunas to go in, slap the young lads into shape, get them playing in a style that suits them, and we'll rock it up the table. That's what I believe.
Agreed.
We agree, Tom.
We agree, Lee.
Chickens on the loose is thinking these guys have gone insane. But I'm telling you, a decent manager would take us. We won't be languishing down where we are. And that's why I don't believe we'll go down, because I think we've got too many good players to go.
We have. And Hamshaw will get sacked. I'm sorry. Pin this. He will get sacked before Christmas. It will happen.
Kelly Forbob's a question. Is she married to Matt Hamshaw?
Who's the guy? Kelly's a guy.
Is he a relation of Matt Hamshaw? I'm just asking that as a genuine question.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
He said yes.
Who knows?
Yes, he is.
Yes, no.
Arthur, rather watch Rotherham than Bradford City.
Cheers, Arthur.
Don't be bitter, chickens. You started the show well. I'm just
looking at your transfers who you've brought in, and looking at it from transfermarket.com, you've brought in quite a lot, so we say, of under 21s, and you have brought in experience, and you've got quite a lot of players. So yeah, a new manager might be able to kick your team up the arse, but like I said, I don't think, like, obviously, is it Tony? Me and Tony were saying there, you're not going to finish above us, lads, so don't worry about
that. Tony! Fucking Tony! How old do I look?
All Leeds, aren't we?
Tom, sorry. Tom, Tony.
More Leeds fans coming in. There'd be more Leeds fans in here than they get at Ellen Road. They'll start developing when we get relegated. Marty Miller, yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, isn't it? Yeah, these players, we can go down and we can develop them in League Two, but actually these players won't want to play in League Two. They'll go. So Kelly Bob says that's rubbish, Lee. So what's rubbish? The fact that I think you're related to Matt Hamshaw. What was rubbish? I'm interested to know what was rubbish. Went to Bradford versus Leeds when Stan Collymore scored. Tosser he was. And Hutch, don't forget, Leeds is Bush's third team. You saw the shirt. No, I had to do a forfeit that made me wear a Leeds shirt. They're not my third team. My second team's Man United. My first team's Rotherham.
Let's move on then, Lee.
Rotherham, yeah, we've got that one. Good luck answering that, Scott.
Yeah, that was that one where you think we'd finish if we had Warnock.
Yeah. Dave Carroll said top 5. There's quite a lot of comments here, so I'm just trying to keep up with them. Defo not related, but I can see where the football club is going and what they are trying to do. I'm glad you can see it because the rest of us can't. The only thing I can see is bearing on League Two and watching us playing Chesterfield and whoever else is down there at the minute.
So if you stuck with this manager, do you think you're getting relegated? If this manager's here for a season, do you think you're going down?
No.
I don't think we'll.
I don't think we'll go there.
No, we won't go down with this manager because we won't. But we're accepting shit standards for survival. If we got a capable manager in, bearing in mind Johnny, isn't it?
Yep.
Bearing in mind, Johnny, right? Our manager has never managed a football team in his life, right? However, somehow got the Rotherham United job because he's from Rotherham, and yes, he was part of the coaching staff when Paul Warne was our manager. It's short-sighted nonsense because what Tony Stewart did, our chairman, he thought, right, it worked with Paul Warne, and it did. To be fair, it did work, and I think we'll all agree with that. What he's done was he's thinking, well, why can't it work again? But it hasn't worked. It really hasn't worked. If we got anybody with any sort of tactical nous, you watch that game, man, right? We were playing on the halfway line, right? And your lot, right, Bradford, and fair play to them, thought, right, hang on, we've got two young boys at centre half here. Let's just launch the ball over the top and we'll get them behind. And you should have been up 2-3-0 up at one point in that game, which is on the manager. It's only for our goalkeeper that why we weren't losing. And yes, going forward, I was quite excited actually because that's why I sort of claimed Ange Postecoglou, who's also in trouble at Nottingham Forest. But
hang on, let me just answer this stupid person. I need to just put this to bed right away. So Alex Ferguson never managed a team until he got his first managerial post.
What?
Do we need to go it there? Are we really? Yeah.
Are they trying to say though? Are they trying that post you just put there, Kelly for Bobs? Are they trying to say basically? He was in Scotland, wasn't he? Did he start off at Scotland and then came to Man United?
So he went to Aberdeen.
I
think he won the league and he won him a European trophy and then became Manchester United's most successful
but did crap
manager.
at Man United, didn't he, for the first 3 or 4 seasons, and then everything kicked into action, didn't he? Then he became one of the greatest managers in Premier League history.
He's trying to say...
Are we really going to try and compare Matt Amshaw to Sir Alex Ferguson?
What you been drinking, Kelly? What you been drinking?
He's trying to say...
tonight.
Yeah, he's trying to say...
What he's trying to say is everybody's got to start
exactly.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
But I don't think your first job should be starting at a top-end League One club. He should have started at his level, which should have been Maltby Main, in my view. One for you, Chickens on the Loose. Chickens, do you honestly see yourself getting promoted? If so, how do you think you'd handle the Championship? I have watched a bit of Bradford, and I don't think you have the quality to see the season out.
So do you honestly think? Yeah, I think we'll get promoted. Yeah, I do. Honestly, I think we're going to get promoted. Yeah, laugh at me now, but we'll see. And if we do not finish, I'll hold my hands up. I'll come on your podcast and I'll say we're shite. If so, do you think you'll handle the Championship? Do you think we can handle the Championship? Well, if we throw money at it, we probably could. We'll probably finish. I don't know.
Has your chairman got any money or?
Yeah. So we used to have. So short story, we used to have 2 owners, 2 German owners. The owner who was basically dragged his mate in. He changed the club. He was sacking people. He were bringing in stupid transfers. He were doing stupid decisions. And eventually, Roop's gone, right, fuck off, out the door. So he's gone. And now, I think he owns a helicopter company. Or not a helicopter company, like helicopter crash seat things.
Yeah.
He does them. And he does racing. So he's got a bit of money behind him. And at the fans' forum, someone did ask him, do you need any investment? He laughed it off and went, no, I've got my own money. So if he brings in the right players, if we do get into Championship and brings in the right players, yeah, we could survive.
The Championship is a total different animal. I mean, we've been up and down, up and down, up and down, but there's no two ways about it. The standard is years ahead of what League One is, and you do need money.
And James, I want to ask you one question. Like he said, you've watched a bit of Bradford. What games have you watched, Bradford? Because with Bradford, we do pressing. I think we did it with you guys in second half with press. So the players who we've brought in are pressing it, and they're doing really well at it. So to answer your question, I think we would do well in Championship. Get to Championship, and I think we would do all right in Championship with right players. The players what we got now, I don't think is good. A few of them won't be Championship material. Obviously, they get kicked out of the door. But like teams who have gone up, like Burnham stuff, I know they've got a lot of money. But if you throw money at it, you never know what might happen. We might be on this podcast in a season's time, and we might be in Championship. We might not be. But
yeah, fair play. Kelly Four Bobs. What I'm saying is no one is a manager until they get their first managerial job. I'm not comparing Matt Amshaw with Alex Ferguson. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't think Matt Amshaw, had he not been working under Paul Warne, he wouldn't have got the job. He would have got probably a task at Parkgate or Maltby Main or something like that. The job's too big for him, in my view. But that's just my view. The beauty of football is everybody's entitled to an opinion. It doesn't make anybody. What I said doesn't make it right. Everybody's got a different opinion, and what matters is what the manager's opinion is. And at the minute, it's not working for us. So if the team's doing well and playing well, we'll praise the manager. But I'm not going to accept mediocre League One football. It's not even. It's bottom end League One football, and the fans are not backing what you're saying. The people are saying the fans was happy with it. Well, actually, we've got 6% less people than there were that last year. The crowds are dropping like a stone. I mean, good job Bradford fetched a decent following. Otherwise, we'd have had another half-empty stadium. Let's be real, lads. I mean, what you were at the game, weren't you, Chicken? On what did you think of the home support?
Shite. Slightly putting it, shite. Yeah. Empty seats to start off with. You had, so where we were, obviously, you're in the corner. You have, I would say, your ultras in the corner, calling us wankers and all that lot. But as soon as the second goal went in, you went quiet. And I don't think you were very loud, to be fair. You were only loud when you scored, and then you were quiet. I think we made more noise than you guys for 90 minutes. Even when we were losing, we were cheering. And like, obviously, the chant come out, is this a library? It felt like I were in a library. And I think one of the chants were, you're the home team or something, make some noise.
Yeah.
I've heard more shouting in a library than your ground.
It's always been a library.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, Bez, last night, obviously, I heard that people saying that the fans are on side, they're chanting Hamshaw's name, they're clapping him, they're loving what they're seeing, they're loving this hammy ball, whatever you want to call it. Did you see that? I saw empty seats and a team throw away a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words for me. And the stadium is getting less busier and less busy every time we have an home game. I know the attendance was down in 1,000. There weren't that many in there. There was no way 7,000 Rotherham fans. I think there were probably more like 5, which would mean we had about 7K maybe in total. The reason it's high is obviously because they cannot order seat holders. But I know a few people who didn't go. One, because they had other plans as well. But I just think if people have got something else to do, then they'll do something else instead, because they're getting a bit fed up with the poor football, the losing all the time. I mean, I know it's not really our own form that's an issue as such, but come on, the away form. We've won about 6 away games in 5 years. That is just ridiculous. Like, even when like Wickham was in Championship, Burton were in Championship. These clubs are miles smaller than Rotherham, and they still can pick up away wins against a Middlesbrough or a Bristol City or whatever. So it's not an excuse when someone says we haven't got the budget in the league. I think that's rubbish. So yeah,
right, sorry, Bez. I'm just gonna answer these three sort of questions for Chickens on the Loose because I'm conscious that he was going to shoot off.
Hey, I'm happy to stay. I'm loving it. I'm happy to stay. I'm loving it. I'll stay. Screw it. I'm loving it.
He's really going to do off. He's loving. He's enjoying it that much. He's met his Leeds fans and he's loving it. So would sorry, Bez, you finish off then. And then...
I will do. Let me just quickly talk about the game. So I don't want to talk about the game and Bradford because I know Tom. He said Bradford were really poor and what have you. So from what I saw is Bradford definitely deserved the win. I think that's a fact. I think they should, before we scored our first goal, they should have been, I think, 2, if not 3-0 up. When we scored the first, I think the game slightly changed. And then when we got the second, I really thought, this is it now. We're going to win this game. I couldn't see Bradford coming back. But because of the way we manage a game at 1-0 and 2-0 is we always drop and defend. I don't think Bradford had to do a lot in order to get back into the game. And they did get back into the game and they probably could have won it. I thought that Bradford were okay. I didn't think they were poor. They've definitely been better than some of the teams I've seen at New York. I think they were better than like when we played Exeter. They were better than. In fact, I'd say they were better than when we played Stevenage. The one team I thought were better than Bradford, I actually thought Mansfield Town were better. Well, you can't really compare because Mansfield were at home and Bradford were away. I just felt that Mansfield, they showed more in terms of creativity than Bradford did. Let's face it, Bradford, when they were on the cook on, did go really direct. And if we had a dominant defender, I think we'd have probably held Bradford out better. So I'm not in the same camp as Tom. I think Bradford are okay, and I do think they'll finish top half. Whether they get playoffs or not, I don't know, but I do think they'll finish top half.
Quickly, Scott here as well. Just before I go through these comments, what did you think? What did you make of Bradford?
I thought they were all right, to be fair. Nothing special, but they were all right. Played some decent stuff.
They can stay in the top half of the table.
Yeah, I think they've got enough about them to stay there.
It's the manager I like. Graham Alexander is someone who is almost renowned at getting results. So it's a fact that Bradford will go through a bad spell at some point in the season. Like they might lose 3 or 4 in a row or not win for 6 or 7.
Yeah, but he's an experienced manager, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Graham Alexander is the one where let's say the 7 games he out to win, he'll go somewhere like a Rotherham or a Huddersfield or a Blackpool and he'll get a 1-0 win. That's how I see him as a manager.
Yeah,
if you agree with that, Johnny.
But like I'd said to you, at half time, that's where the manager come in for me, for Bradford. So he come in at half time, like you said, he's probably give them a kick up the backside, bounced a few shin pads off a few heads, changed it tactically. That's the main thing he did. Because I saw straight away, I think he brought 3 subs on together and it changed the game. And we continue to do what we do. We don't then think, actually, Bradford has changed the shape here. We need to do something. We just stick to that rigid formation and it's just not working. So I'm going to go through a few comments coming in. By the way, Jimmy Swan should have been shown a red card. Shocking tackle on Powell. Did anybody see that tackle?
I did, yeah. He should have got a red. 100% was a red.
So on that, on my podcast, what I do on Twitter the day before the game, I normally go through the stats. So in that game, including your players, he booked 8 players yellow carded. Powell, Batista, Swan, Poynton, Hall, McIntyre, Lee, and Dawson all got booked. But then looking at Oliver Yates, who's the referee, I'm not going to bore you with everything, but altogether he's had 10 appearances. He's dished out 51 yellow cards, no second yellows, 1 red and 5 penalties. So he's card happy, that ref.
He lost. I felt he lost a bit of control. Actually, I can't remember exactly which tackle it was and when the first yellow card was dished, but it was almost when whoever got booked first. Like, I can't remember which team it was, but whoever got booked first, that kind of set the stone. It kind of got set in stone then, and I found that. It was because he'd given a booking for like a tackle that probably wasn't a booking. He started dishing them out easily. I don't think that was a dirty game, personally. I thought there were 2 committed teams who got stuck in, but I don't think it was a dirty game. So 8 yellow cards is a little bit ridiculous, in my opinion.
The referee and linesman were shite that game. Personally, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but from my obviously Kelly, it should have been a sending off. I agree with you there, but the referee was shite. The linesman was shite. Like some decisions, what I don't even think were offside, and he's
I mean the second goal should have been our throwing.
Yeah, definitely.
As anything, it should have been given to us. I mean, it doesn't stop the fact that we should defend it better, but actually, you shouldn't have got the throwing in the first place. Scotty, what did you think on the red card? Did you think that was a red card? What did you think of the referee's performance?
I can't remember seeing it, to be honest. I can't remember seeing that.
Did you fall asleep? It's not boring as fans are falling asleep.
It was on the stroke half time, Scotty boy.
Thing is, Lee, when he was brought in as interim, he won 3 out of 8 games.
I know, but that was end of season and there was no pressure on him.
End of season, no pressure on him, and he had a better team because he had some of Steve Evans' players like Mike Wilkes.
If you were just before half time,
chickens on the loose. I've watched you play against Doncaster, Grimsby, Peterborough, Rotherham, and Blackpool. Sorry, Scott, what were you going to say?
I was just saying it like Tom says. If it were just before half time, I was probably outside having a beer. So that's why I've missed it.
Yeah.
So with James's comment,
if you want a beer at half time, you have to leave after 35 minutes in order to get one.
We'll go on to beer at half time because Chicken on the podcast got some feedback for Rotherham United regarding the away end. Okay. But yeah, this one is what he said to you is I've watched you play against Donny, Grimsby, Peterborough, Rotherham, and Blackpool because I think you asked him how many times have you seen Bradford?
Doncaster was shite. To be fair, we were crap. Grimsby with Mickey Mouse Trophy and we won 2-1. Cup came on. Peterborough, we should have won that, but we conceded it last minute. Rotherham, obviously, the game played against you. We could have won it last minute, so we'll just pour it in first half.
Yeah, so you've lost to some poor teams, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then Blackpool, we won 1-0, but it's watchers. Obviously, if you watch the Wickham game, what you've not mentioned there, who else? 2 seconds. So if you watch Wickham, probably Luton, Stockport, obviously you've watched AFC Wimbledon, the Huddersfield game, the Cardiff game. We are a good team going forward.
We'll definitely have you back on at the end of the season when we do an end of season roundup, and we'll see when
we get promoted, Johnny, and you finish below us, pal. And then you'll have to pay money to it.
Hold on, I'm just seeing if there's any flying chickens outside. No, all right.
We're going to go to Valley Parade, aren't we? So
yeah, we'll beat them. It'll be a great victory.
Alan Sugar is the voice of reason on the podcast.
Always.
Yeah, he's the voice of reason. So do you think we're going to finish above Bradford? The voice of reason.
Tough. I'm not confident enough to put a bet on it. That is for sure. I think we'll finish in a similar. I think both teams will finish anywhere between 8th and 12th.
Scotty, you think we can finish above Bradford?
Going to be tough. It is going to be tough. We've got to start winning games first.
We're definitely not finishing above Bradford with Matt Hamshaw in charge. That is for sure.
That is a fact. Yeah.
So I think if we get a new manager before Christmas, in the next couple of months, we'll definitely finish above you. But if we don't, then yeah, we could finish anywhere because this manager is that bad. Kelly Bob, I thought Bradford were really good going forward. 2 quick strikers.
We've got one.
Problems.
We've got one more striker coming back, Kavanagh, who's really quick. He's out currently injured. Cookie, he's pacey. I agree with you there. And yeah, we have got a pacey team. We just need more pace.
And I'm going to go for comment of the night here. So this is comment of the night. So Mighty Miller, we'd struggle to finish above Bradford Park Avenue with that clown in charge. So yeah, I've got time for that comment. James Hutchinson, I take your point, but you have had some good games. But my point is the games you have mentioned, you don't look like promotion material. Not taking any away from you. It's just my opinion. So yeah, I don't think you're promotion material. I agree with Hutch, to be fair. I mean, I'm not going to be. I do appreciate you coming on his channel. I do. I haven't got anything against Bradford, but I did do a post after, and I said I guarantee Bradford do not get promoted because I thought you wasn't very good. But
we've lost one game. One game we've lost.
You have.
As it stands, I know there's quite a lot to go, and I know where all you guys are coming from, but I believe, like Ted Lasso,
Did you lose to Peterborough?
No, we lost against Doncaster.
I mean, if you lose to Donny, no team should get promoted anyway. I'm going to be brutally honest with you with that. If you lose to Donny, yeah, we lost as well. That's what I mean. We're not getting promoted with this clown in charge.
But we're above Donny, as it stands.
Yeah, you're above Donny at the minute. But Donny have gone through a bit of a.
What was the?
If you go up,
what were you going to say about the beer?
Go on, Bez.
Oh, the beer?
Yeah, you were going to make a comment about the alcohol, weren't you?
Yeah,
right,
so
just give us your experience, because we are going to do something where Tom is going to do a full audit of the New York Stadium for us, like a stadium tour type thing for the channel. But so as an away fan, tell us what you thought of the experience in the stadium, outside. We had a little chat before we went live, so just give
so
our viewers a sort of insight into that.
So where the away fans come, you come straight down, you come past like a football fan thing you've got on the right, like a football thing where you have to kick a ball at a like inflatable ball thing at a circle thing. Yeah, you got your little fan zone there. But you go past that, you come straight down, you follow it round where the away entrance is. You've got like your little, is it like a river or like a little bench and there's a river there? Yeah. But then you've got somebody selling stuff. You've got this massive space and you've got someone selling, I think, shirts, like a 50-50 draw thing, and other bits and bobs in one massive space. Why don't you have that as a little bar for away fans? And Charlotte, like I was speaking to, I don't know if I can't remember your first name, King Bush, sorry. But he was saying you've got like four of like empty spaces. Why don't you have them as like a home pub thing, an away pub thing? Like a little bar. Get Sky Sports in there, get TNT, get your people in there, get your fans in, make your chairman more money.
You preach it to the choir, because it's not just the away fans. Unless you go into the ground, you can't get a beer within 500 yards unless you're in town. We've not got a club for the home fans and the away fans, and like you said, there's plenty of room to build one separate for home fans and away fans is unbelievable, really. I don't know why they've not done it.
Obviously, Chickens mentioned about coming out of the stadium. That was a bit of a nightmare as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so obviously, I don't know which one I was speaking to you on Twitter the other day when I put my picture of my pork sandwich up. So I got there a little bit earlier. So I parked like directly in the north, like New York Stadium parking or something it was called. £5 or £6 to park there. But when you come out of the ground, there's a massive fence and they make you go up there round. And then where Popeyes is, or whatever it's called, you have to turn right. Then I had to walk back. So I didn't have my City shirt on. I had like my fan hub coat on. and I had to walk through all your fans to get back to my car. What I thought was a bit shocking, when car parking was like directly there when you come out at ground. You had to go a long way around for it.
Exit strategy at our club is shocking. It always has been. And all they do is bang on about it.
Yeah. Marty Miller says, because that requires effort, Johnny, so the chairman won't bother. What Rotherham aren't doing for their fans is a disgrace. They could make a lot of money if they invested. Is food and drink not sourced to a catering company? Yeah, it is, Kelly, and I think that is so the club took a big chunk of money to outsource the inside, but we're kind of talking about the outside of the stadium. That isn't outsourced. So obviously at the minute you get a few sort of burger bars. But if you got, I don't know if any of you guys went to Reading away last season, what they have got outside for the fans is absolutely fantastic. So at half time, you know, where you can only, some places you can only go in the concourse, they open the whole outside area. It's got massive big screen, they've got entertainment on for the kids, they've got face painting, they've got loads of different food selection. You can even get Indian food, Chinese food, whatever. They're all on these stalls and they've still got the normal bars in the concourses, but in this area it's opened up and it's like a football theme park. It's absolutely brilliant, really. And clubs now, you're just getting left behind if you're not doing that sort of thing.
Do you guys have like a fans forum or like that?
No.
Yeah, but the chairman doesn't turn up to them.
Yeah, our last fans forum, the chairman didn't turn up, and the head of recruitment cancelled. Like, he didn't turn up at the last minute as well. I think the manager was there, and that were it. That's it. There was no one else. The club is run so poorly, it's unbelievable.
What about your culture of your club?
Yeah, crying out for a sports bar, Ellie Four Bobs.
Could put a sports bar in one of them cabins outside.
Yeah.
No, them units.
Yeah.
What go round.
This one, what Ian's put here, it took me 20 minutes to get out of your car park. I know we drew, but if we won, it would have been a lot better. But if we lost, it would have been horrible. But 20 minutes stuck in a car park waiting. Yeah. Obviously, the fans went ages ago and you're stuck in a car park. It took the piss, to be fair, that.
Yeah, as a home fan, I have to wait for the away fans to leave to get in my car. So I sympathise with the away fans as well. Yeah, because, I mean, yeah, we can't eat. So if you park your car, I've made the mistake before. Because sometimes when I've gone in the hospitality, you actually get the parking spot where it's literally in the ground. So that's okay. But before I've gone and I've had to park where it used to be the old Liquid nightclub, if anybody remembers that. Yeah. You can park in there and you can pay and then you walk across. But I did that with my dad, who's getting quite old now. He's probably listening, so he'll probably be angry at that. But he is getting quite old. So I had to then, I think it was Mansfield, we played that time last season, and they put a metal cage, like a metal railing across, so it blocked off where I needed to get to my car. So I said to the steward, I need to get through there because I've got to take my dad. I don't want to. She's like, oh, you got to walk. I said, he's elderly. I'm not walking him all the way around there to come all the way back. She said, oh, well, you might kick off. I was like, I'm with my dad. I'm not going to be kicking off like with fans. I just want to. It's teaming it down. It's cold. I just want to get to the car, and we had to wait sort of 30 minutes for all the Mansfield fans to pass before they'd even let us go. It's absolute joke.
Yeah, that's what my dad. So Ian's my dad there. That's what he's on about. So I sometimes go in with my dad. So we have to wait, like you said, for the away fans to clear before we can go down the driveway, which heads towards that Popeyes like burger van. If you're gonna go round, you can do, but it's quite a long walk round, and my dad struggles to walk. So yeah, it's the same as yourself, Bushy.
Yeah, if you're an owner though,
It's one of my best mates owns a box at Rotherham. He's director for Ben Bennett's. I think one of the stands named Ben Bennett's, isn't it?
Yeah.
If your owner though had his house about him, he would buy. Do you know the where I parked? There's like a massive factory. And I've been to your ground before for I think the Johnston's Paint Trophy, or whatever it was called, or the Pizza Trophy. If your owner had the house, he would buy that, knock it down, and you could build a proper fan zone there.
Yeah,
That's what he's trying to do. You mean Gueston Crimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so where the away fans park, like the North Park, New York parking.
Yeah, he's bought the Gueston Crimes. That's going to be turned into a hotel.
That's an hotel.
Yeah, that's confirmed, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so the chairman has bought that, but he's not going to make it into a fan zone. He's turning it into a hotel, I believe. But I don't know if it'll have football theme to it or what. But like, because Man United have got the football one at Old Trafford that is near the stadium. So maybe something similar to that. So on to we're going to be playing Northampton next, I believe.
We've got Oldham tomorrow.
Oh, we got Oldham tomorrow in the Pizza Cup. Anybody going to that?
Thinking about it.
I'm unsure at the minute. I don't know. I'm unsure.
No.
You unsure? Tom's not going. He lives in Scotland, mate. He ain't going nowhere there for Pizza Trophy, surely. And then, obviously, up after that is Northampton. Kelly Bobs is going to the game. He'll be there.
Well done, Kelly Bobs.
Yeah. Do you go to the Pizza Trophies, Chickens?
Yeah, I go to all of them.
I only go when we get to Wembley, me.
It's like Bradford are charging, because we play Everton under 21s in about 2 weeks' time, I think, a week and a half time, and it's £5 for adults, £1 for kids.
Ah, fair play.
Yeah, you don't mind when they do that, put that on for the fans. I'm not anymore, ain't got time with my kid. Laugh out loud, Joshua, I don't think he's going. Anybody
I'm going to get up, lads.
Yeah, I'm going.
I think Chicken wants to go.
I'm off, lads. Thanks for having me on anyway.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on. And like I said, we'll have you on again at the end of the season to see if your bold prediction that you're getting promoted comes true.
See you 10th of January.
And if you haven't got promoted, then you've got to do a forfeit.
I'll donate some money to a charity of your choice.
Okay. Thank you to everybody.
Cheers, Johnny.
Chickens, like he's on. Tell them where you can find us before you go, and then.
So Chickens on the Loose, you can find.
Well, I've watched a few of his stuff. He's a good lad.
So Chickens Not Loose, aka Johnny. You can find me on Twitter, or X, where I do a podcast every match day. But I won't be doing now one until we play Everton. I think on the 14th when we play Everton.
Yeah.
Or it'll be on the 13th. It'll be the Monday. But I'll do one every match day. So yeah, TikTok, YouTube, Chickens Aren't Loose. That's it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Super. And
Cheers, Johnny.
We'll see you when we
Up the
play
chickens.
you at Bradford.
You'll get pecked by the chicken 10th of January.
10th of January. We'll be on. We'll do a pre-match show again with you.
I'll be on. See you later, guys.
Thank you, mate.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, Johnny. Good lad.
Right, guys. So we're just going to run through before we go for tweet of the week. I just want to get everybody's sort of man of the match. I'm not going to run through player ratings because obviously we've had one of the fan on, so it's just going to be a quick sort of recap. I want your recap of the game, just quickly. Your man of the match, and your predictions for Northampton. I'll start with Bez first, and then we'll go around Turbo and then Scotty.
Yeah, so I've kind of already given a bit of a review, but I thought Bradford deserved to win. They missed quite a lot of chances. We were lucky to 2-0 up. Obviously, they came back and deserved. I do think the fact that we created 2 good goals was positive. So there has been some positives out of the game because I think we opened Bradford up quite well, actually, with the 2 goals. My man at match was probably Denzel Hall. I thought he was excellent, and obviously he scored a goal as well. So yeah, Denzel Hall for me.
Tom?
Man of the match is Cam Dawson because we've given him a lot of stick recently. However, the first 15 minutes of the game, they could have scored 2 goals. So I'm going to give Cam Dawson man of the match. And then away at Northampton, bit gutted we've not got Martha or Agbert. And fair play to Agbert, who's been called up to Scotland under 21s. That's a good result.
That's a good positive for him.
It's a good result. And Martha, I thought it was fantastic. So I'm going to go Cam Dawson, man of the match. And I'm going to go sod it. 2-1 Rotherham win.
Good man. Scotty?
Apart from first 5 to 10 minutes of game, I thought we played well in first half. Especially at Martha, Denzel Hall, Benson.
Yeah.
I think they were. Well, I'd throw Gore in there, even though they were a bit quiet. I think them 4 ran show, to be honest, in middle.
Yeah.
But the defence was too high, and that's basically what's cost us. We were far too high.
Yeah.
And that Bradford's only threat was over the top.
Yep.
It wasn't an odd tactic, was it? You saw it from very early that's what they were going to do, and we didn't really do anything to combat it.
Apart from that first to 5-10 minutes where they played some nice football, they got in quite easy and all. To be fair,
yeah.
And apart from if Dawson weren't on form, the game would have been over in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, then when we scored, we settled down a bit, but we were still far too high. Ball kept going over the top. That's what we're catching us at. Second half, when they fetched their 3 subs on, I think our first sub were just after they scored the first. Not too sure now. After that went in, we should have fetched Jules on.
Yeah.
To give one of them at least have a bit of more experience back. Because you could see them, the 2 young lads were struggling, obviously.
Yeah, I think you can get away with 1 young centre-back. I think 2 is just too much of a risk, especially when the 3rd centre-back isn't a centre-back as well. So I think the whole mixture of it and for me, I feel really bad because I really do like Lenny. I think he is going to be an absolute great player for this football club. I really do. I think he's got all the attributes, and it's hurt me to see him getting, because he looked actually physically gutted when that goal went in. You could see some of the players were trying to console him, and I think Amshaw kind of threw him under the bus because he then, rather than, you could see, like you were saying, Scott, he needed taking off a little bit earlier and it wouldn't have happened. It does happen, and then as soon as it happens, he's getting consoled, and then Amshaw hauls him off. And
that's why I said.
I think that for me, I don't think that is developing players. I think that is actually killing the confidence, and I think he's got so much ability, but I think that lad now is in danger of, I don't know, going off the rails at the club, like not with his confidence, because I think that's really going to set him back. What happened there, and I don't think it's on the player. I know everybody's saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have let the ball bounce." Yeah, I get that, but at the same token, the way we're set up and where he's been asked to defend, and then who he's defending alongside, he's got somebody else who's inexperienced, so he's slightly out of position. So he's looking to his experience, the captain Rafferty, but he's kind of out of position because he's not a centre half either, and it kind of just led to a mismatch. And I put it purely on the manager. I don't put it on the young player. I feel sorry for the young player, and I think he is going to be a good player for us.
I think everybody at half time could see that it needed a sub at back. We were both struggling. Obviously, they're inexperienced, so they're going to make mistakes. So he could have done with fetching Jules on. Whether he's fit, I don't know. People are saying that he's not all that fit. But This is the thing I've got with Amshaw is he reacts and he's not proactive.
Yeah, and Scotty, I love that. That hits the nail on the head. He is a reactive manager, and always he's not proactive. He's not seeing the dangers before they happen.
That's what I mean with second goal. As soon as the second goal happened, Jules came on, and that's when he pulled Lenny off.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd have seen it quicker, he could have combated it, but he didn't. He waited for something to happen before he.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think every Rotherham United fan can look at our team now at the minute and say that three at the back doesn't suit the players we've got, or doesn't suit the players we've got that are available. Now, if everybody's fit and you've got Holmes and you've got Raggett and stuff like that, then maybe go back to that formation. But as a good manager, you've got to adapt your system to what personnel you've got. Yeah. And we don't do that because we don't adapt our system. All we do is play a rigid system, no matter who's available. If we haven't got 3 fit centre halves, please do not play players out of position that are going to get exposed and players that are inexperienced altogether, because it is a recipe for disaster. And you're then throwing the young players under the bus. And then for me, is basics of what a manager should be looking for. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Scotty. I think realistically, he is not being proactive. He's not seeing these things, and that is a real worry for me. And I know people think, oh, I'm just backing Amshaw, but I do think it's a real worry. And I think we're kind of accepting poor performances, mediocre, because we're in progress. We're doing this, we're doing that. No, you've got to do better with what you've got. I'm going to run through a couple of questions. So sorry, Scotty, I didn't get your prediction for the Northampton game.
Well, my man at match were definitely Martha.
Yeah, I thought Martha was quality.
He needs to play winger on right, because he caused Bradford no end of problems cutting in. Did you see that move where he shot past 2 defenders?
Yeah.
That's what he's about. He's playing him left wing back. He's too lightweight. He's got nothing on him, so he's just going to get barged off it. He needs to be further forward.
That's where I would play more of a 4-3-3, where I'd kind of want to play your Sheriff in the middle, Hall on the right, Martha on the left, and play a 3 sort of thronged attack, so he's on the wing, so they can cut in and provide the service for the striker. I think that would work, because I don't think you want Martha defending. He's not strong enough, is it? You don't want him back in that area. You want him causing damage in the final third. He's got electric pace. He's got quick feet. They don't know. He'll get so many penalties if he's in them areas. But for the majority of the season, he's been playing kind of as a wing back type thing.
I think on Thursday he played just behind the front man. I think
it suited him a lot better.
So they were like two attacking midfielders as well, and then striker up front. See, that worked, but I think he's more suited for wing. If we had a full side and we were playing 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 with flying wingers.
Yeah.
But my prediction for Northampton, I think we'll win 2-1.
2-1. We've got a lot of people watching live at the moment, a real lot of people. I'm going to go through some more of your comments. If everybody that is watching, if you can like and subscribe, that's really helpful for us. So Joshua says 1-1, Denzel Hall to be the man of the match. Rotherham Bob Gaming says Benson was man of the match. Kelly Four Bobs, Martha man of the match. Agbear will be a top player. Bit of experience at the back, Scott. That's a tough call for the manager, Lee. It's stick or twist, isn't it? Not really. I think it was a pretty basic decision. I mean, Scotty saw it. I think Bez seen it. I think Tom's seen it. I think everybody's seen from the first sort of 20 minutes of the game what Bradford were going to do. I would have spotted it first half. I'd have actually changed it at first half. I wouldn't have even started with that formation against Bradford anyway. it doesn't work. Literally, just copying Warner's tactics. There is no adaptation.
No. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Tom?
I was just saying adaptation.
All right, yeah. He played with 2 10s, Martha and Benson. I think Benson as well. I give Benson a special mention. He is made of chocolates, and I think I'm hearing he is injured as well.
Did you
So
see that challenge that took him out though? It was late.
Yeah, I thought they were quite late a few times. Powell, I think that was a red. I think they did leave a few in on, and I think that's what we're lacking. We are a bit soft, it's a bit lightweight for me. But I thought if Benson would have stayed on the pitch, because obviously he went off injured, and I think the game sort of changed when we lost Benson. Don't know what you thought, Bez. What do you think that caused us problems when Benson went off?
Yeah, I think it did. He's injured for a while as well. That's not good. It's a shame because he was getting to stride, and there's definitely a play there for him.
Yeah, I don't think his talent's ever been in question, Bez. I think
I agree.
It's his fitness that's the problem. I think if he stays fit, he's a middle of the road championship player. I think he's a decent championship player as well. So
I think we lost that creativity once he went off.
I think he reminds me of not nowhere near as good, but his deliveries are very Beckham-esque. How he whips him, how he whips him in. They're so hard to defend. And I think his creativity, we didn't look like scoring when he went off. The creativity went. I just think we lost it, and I don't think we've got anybody else like Benson. I don't think Powell. I know people say Powell, but he's not got the delivery or the finesse that Benson's got. He's not. I don't think he's even close to being as good as Benson is. So Lee, I'm on about Lenny. Okay. So we're going to go through tweets of the weeks, and then we're going to wrap it up because obviously we have done sort of over an hour and a half tonight. So everybody's got excited and it's gone on and on. But the numbers of the live viewing are going up and up. So I think people are enjoying it. I mean, the Bradford guy, he was only meant to come on for half an hour. He's got a job interview in the morning. Joshua Caswell, Powell is overrated. Bez, while I'm getting tweets of the week, so I want you to answer that. Is Powell overrated?
I think he's had a poor start to the season, but I don't think he's overrated. I think he last season I thought he was really good for Rotherham. I think it's the case of I think again I don't want to blame the manager, but I think the way the manager's managing him is not working. Under Evans, Joe Powell was one of our best players last season. He created quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to put an unpopular opinion to the Paul Warren fan club. I think both Powell and Jules were both better under Steve Evans.
Agreed, yeah. I don't think he's overrated. I just think he's having a full season. I said full season. He's had a couple of good games, but not to the level he was at last season.
I don't subscribe to anybody really having a good season. We're third bottom.
Yeah, Dan Gore's doing okay, I'd say.
Yeah, he's been okay, but he's in a poor side, and I think I don't think anybody's really had a good start to the season. And if we're saying they are, we're accepting that we're third bottom with 2 wins. We've played 5 away from home and lost all 5. We've not even picked up a draw away from home. I mean, we had fans getting excited that we was going to draw at Mansfield. That's how far the club has sunk. That's how far they've gotten depressed because we're actually going to places like Mansfield. I remember going there and thinking, we'll roll these boys out tonight, take over the town and have a laugh, lads. But now I go there and think, God, we're going to lose this game. We're like, can we get a point at Mansfield? Can we get a point at home to Bradford? We should be smashing these teams. Come on, boys.
Agreed.
Championship club not so long ago. Right, going to run through tweets of the weeks, and you guys are going to pick it, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the first tweet of the week is going to pop up on your screen in a minute. So Josh, this Richard Wood as coach experiment needs bringing up as soon as possible. Every week we're conceding the same goal. It's either Dawson who can't command his area or the defence not doing their jobs. We look like conceding every time the opposition go forward.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. So, I mean, the problem is we don't actually know if it is Richard Wood who's coaching the defensive side of it. No one actually knows. If it is, then I don't know what he's doing. He's
not a defense. Listen, so I heard some musketeers on some other site saying that Richard Wood isn't coaching them because he's the first team coach. I tell those musketeers to go and look up the role of a first team coach. So the role of a first team coach will explain he does have a hand in our defensive setup and shape. Okay? So that is the role of a first team coach. So he will be involved in our setup at set pieces and stuff like that. And his inexperience, and because he's mighty Richard Wood, he gets a free pass because everybody thinks because what he did at Wembley is a legend. For me, he was an half decent player, but he doesn't even get close to getting in my best ever Rotherham United side. Not even
same.
I mean,
McIntosh and Swales for me. But...
Swales and McIntosh for me all day centre halves. I mean. Yeah, it's not even close. And I loved Corey Arneson as well.
Branston
field as well.
Branston.
Yeah. So any takes on the Richard Wood thing? Because some people saying he shouldn't be getting blamed. He's only the first team coach.
It's a nostalgia appointment. That's all it is. It's a nostalgia appointment to get. I think he's bought. So
it's job for the boys, isn't it?
Exactly, Lee.
That's my thing. So next tweet of the week is Lewis Oldham. Denzel Hall is a major positive from this season. So much to like about his game. He's capable of playing in the Championship in the future, and we should eventually make a lot of money on him. Should be the key word there. What's thoughts? I think we all agreed Denzel Hall's a good player. Consistent enough to play in the Championship? Don't think so.
Not sure yet.
Yeah. I think it's too early to say. I think, does he look half decent because he's playing in such a poor team, so he stands out a little bit more? Don't know. But consistency-wise, I think he goes missing too much in games. I think Murphy is the same. I really like Murphy. I think he's quality, but there's games where you think, is he even on the pitch? I don't even know where he is. And is that down to the player, or is it down to where he's playing on the pitch? Are we not getting the best out of him? Because he's got ability. Denzel Hall has got ability. Murphy has got ability. But could they play in the Championship? Because a Championship is not only about ability, it's about consistency at that level. You have to have consistency. I mean, we loved Dan Barlasser, but he struggles in the Championship. He's been loaned off. And no other Championship team went for him. He's ended up in Scotland. So there's a big gap from being a consistent Championship player to playing bottom end of League One and having a good game. I can't remember. As a guess, I don't think, because I remember us with Chio, him single-handedly winning us games in League One.
Yeah.
I mean, ripping teams a new one. I remember going away at Donny, he absolute tore him a new auto. I don't recall Marthia or Hall doing that for a full 90 minutes or to that level.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's what I'm saying. But actually, isn't Hall a little bit longer? How old is Hall? Is he 25, 26?
No, he's 22,
24, I think.
No, he's definitely 24. He's not 22, I don't think. Let me just.
Yeah, I think he's 24.
24, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So he's not actually a young kid. You know, when we're saying develop him, he's 24. You should be at your prime, really.
To be
but
fair
it's good
to him,
to see, and I think he is a good player. Next one is the man himself, Scott Kent. Honestly, this league is honkingly bad. So that has obviously sent you viral, mate. So tell me your thoughts behind that tweet, and do you still stand by it?
yeah, I stand by it. I just think the league as a whole is shocking. Not any particular team in it, and the teams that are at top of it, fantastic. They're doing what they have to do. But as a whole, the whole league, I don't think it's.
I agree with you, Scott, because I know where Sat was third bottom. I wouldn't fear playing Stevenage tomorrow at home.
No.
And if we had a different manager, I think we'd beat Stevenage tomorrow at home quite comfortably. That's how poor the league is. I don't think it's a good league.
That's exactly what I mean. There's nobody in that league that I'd fear playing.
Yeah.
Even though we are shocking and we are second from bottom. That's what.
Yeah, but like I said, even the games that we've played, we haven't looked that well, that bad. For me, Woody is my football hero, but a coach is just not good enough. Hang on, chaps. Didn't one of you two guys said Bradford would get 6?
Not sure about that one.
Yeah.
No. Reece James at the time has been meh. Powell again is overrated. So a few people have said that tonight. 25 Lee, yeah. So Bez just said, yeah, he's 25. Gio wasn't like that when he joined us. He developed massively while with us. He ain't wrong, but we are wank. We have Oldham tomorrow, not Stevenage. I don't think anybody said we had Stevenage, John.
No.
I don't know where that comes from. I said if we had Stevenage, it was saying because Stevenage, we're talking about how poor the leagues are. So Stevenage are top. So I said if we had Stevenage tomorrow, I'd be confident to beat them. Not that we're playing Stevenage tomorrow. Missed my yeah. You're bad. Yeah, it was your bad. Yeah. So out of them tweets, guys, I think we're gonna have to go for a home bias.
Yeah.
Oh, I think there's one more. Sorry. There's one more. I think. Let me just have a look. Yeah, one more. This one. Seth _RUFC. Watching Rotherham isn't exciting anymore. It's tedious. All I can say is the Paul Warne area was super special. If it was down to me, I'd pay him what he wants and get him back. Would save money long term, as we will. Probably have another manager on gardening leave soon. So he wants Paul Warne back. Would anybody take Paul Warne back?
I wouldn't know.
I would personally.
You'd take him back?
Of what we've got now, yeah, definitely.
I would have, I'm sure, yeah.
Over, I'm sure, yeah.
But
I would say I wouldn't take him back, but if it was a choice between having him over Hamshaw, I would take him over Hamshaw every day of the week because basically Hamshaw was just Paul Warne's big boy, wasn't he? So
the thing is, if Warney came back in, he'd keep Hamshaw.
Yeah, he probably would. He'd probably have him as first team coach.
Yeah. He'd just been back to what he was before.
Joshua Caswell said he would take him back. Thank you. The numbers are going through the roof tonight. Obviously, I do appreciate people joining them. I know it comes across as we're being it can be quite negative at times, but I think sometimes we have to get it off our chest and we just have to speak honest about things. I know a lot of people they've got links to the club and they need things from the club, so they have to be trying paper over a turd really, just so they can get certain ways, but we don't do that on here. We're just fans that are concerned about the way the football club is being run, one, and two, about the performances on the pitch. At the end of the day, football is an entertainment business, and we're not being entertained unless I'm missing something. I know some people were saying they was entertained and they enjoyed the game. I don't enjoy not beating teams like Bradford. I think we should. They've only just come up from League Two, lads. Do you know what I mean? And they're in a false position. We've only played 10 games. They lost to Doncaster, who were on an horrific run. They nearly lost to Peterborough. They only just beat Blackpool, who are near the bottom. Then they know Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to remember we're a top end League One club. When you go to bed tonight, remember the days that we was in the Championship, that Georgie Kelly was scoring at Gillingham. Remember the good times. Keep them fresh in your mind, and don't let the bastards get you down, because you will sink to that level and you will feel like we can't attract these happy clappers will make you believe we can't attract a better manager than Matt Amshaw. That's the mentality of what these people are trying to say. And we all know at this level we can attract a better player, we can attract the better managers, because at this level we are a big deal, and we need to remember that as football fans and get back to winning ways. Predictions, have I gone through your predictions? I know I didn't get yours, did I, Tom? Yeah, I did. You said 2-1, didn't you?
I said 2-1.
2-1, Lee. 2-1.
2-1.
Yes.
1-1.
1-1. And I'm going for a 2-0 Rotherham win. And I believe Sheriff will score and Denzel Hall.
Do you think
anybody got anything else before we go? I've got nothing much to say. Negativity isn't such a bad thing. Honestly, it's the best. Honesty is the best policy. Yeah, I think it is. I think you should always be honest about your football club. I'm not here to cause controversy. I'm just saying it as I see it. And if people don't agree with me, they don't have to agree with me. That's the beauty of football. We can all have different opinions. Just be respectful to each other. Rather have Barker than Amshaw. That's a good one, that, actually. I like that comment from Joshua. Scotty, would you take Richie Barker over Matt Amshaw? I would.
Yeah, I would. He's managed before.
He was manager. Was it Charlton he was manager of?
I think it was them. MK Dons.
Yeah, MK Dons. It was at MK Dons, yeah.
They were at Portsmouth and all, I think.
Yeah. Tom, would you take Richie Barker?
Too right, Lee. Richie Barker, as Scotty just said, he was at MK Dons. And Warney always said that, to be fair to Paul Warney, he said that he had no idea about tactical nonsense, but it was Richie that did. So yes,
yeah, I heard Richie Barker with the tactical brains behind the operation. I think Warren would struggle without him. What about you, Bed?
I'd take him over Amshaw, yeah, but I wouldn't want him as manager if Amshaw got sacked. No.
Yeah, true. So we're going to wrap that up here, unless anybody's got anything they want to add before we go.
Just don't line up on Saturday.
Yeah.
Not on Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday. Who's coming in for Martha and Lenny? We have both been away on international duties.
So I think Lenny, it will probably be Zach Jules. I think he will start with Baptiste. And Martha, I believe. Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one.
Thing is, though, will he switch back to a back three and have, what is it, Baptiste, James, and Rafferty?
Probably. But I hope he brings Jules in. I just want to see an end to this three at the backs. I just don't think it works, but I don't think he will do that. I'm not sure who's coming in for Martha because there isn't anybody really like him, is there? Other than Jack Holmes, but I don't even know if he's fit at the minute. Who can play on the wing? Unless you play more of a sort of play Sharif out wide a little bit and put Hugel in the middle. I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one. That I don't think we've really got anyone, have we?
No.
When we look at the team, and I don't know, maybe put Powell out on the wing. He's put Powell on the wing before, hasn't he? I think he has before. Could put Powell out there and bring Yearwood back in. I mean, what's happened to Yearwood?
No idea.
No idea with him.
It's like something's gone off behind the scenes, hasn't it? That's all I can think of, really.
I thought he looked all right when we played him before, but he's just not doing it. Right, so we're going to wrap it up anyway. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for everybody in the comments. It has been really a good show tonight. I think we've had sort of record numbers watching live as well, which is really good. If you do watch us regular, please click the subscribe button. Obviously, if you click the bell as well, it does notify you of when we are going live. We will be back on Thursday for the Thursday night show. So join us. We'll be at 8 o'clock on the Thursday night show. And there may be possibly a watch along for the Northampton game with it being away. So we'll probably do a watch along for that. And yeah, thanks again for watching. And up the Millers. Just remember, guys, we do have to try and stay positive. We all support the same football team, whether his opinions don't always align, but that's it. Everybody on here has got a voice to have an opinion, and hopefully next time we're speaking about a win in the virtual trophy or whatever it's called, and then a win at Northampton. That'll do me. Thanks for watching, guys.
Up the Millers. Cheers, Lee.
Up the Millers.
Up the Millers.